Alright, continuing on with these piecewise functions. So on this one, I didn't delete the answer right here, it turns out. Find the domain of the function f is, so right here, it says that we go to -5, but it doesn't have anything less than -5. So -5 is less than or equal to x is the same as x is greater than or equal to -5. So we know that we start at this -5 and that it has the bracket because the equal to. And then since it goes greater than 1, it goes all the way to infinity. That's how I got that. Locate any intercept, select the correct choice below, and if necessary, fill in the answer box. So the first thing, the easy one to do is when x is 0, we'd use this one. So we'd have y equals 0 plus 6, so y equals 6. So one of them is 0, 6. Now, when we go to find the y-intercept, we're going to have to put y equals put that backwards. 0 plus 6, y equals 8, y equals. We're going to have to do 0 equals x plus 6, 0 equals 8, and then 0 equals -x plus 4, because I set each of these equal to 0 because we put 0 in for y to find x. I set it backwards. So here we'd subtract 6, so -6 equals x. But if we look at our domain only goes to -5, so this can't be an option. This one doesn't have an x to solve for. This we'd subtract 4, -4 equals -x, divide by -1, 4 equals x. So if I'm looking at the equation, 4 is in our domain, so I would have another point of 4, 0. And that would be our intercepts. Now when we go to graph this one, we know our intercepts are 0, 6, and 4, 0. So 0 and 6. We got an intersection at 0, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I don't even know what that one is. And then we have one at 4, 0. So this 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This one don't have one at 4, 0. So no. That has one at 4 and this one has one at 4, and I don't know what that graph is. We also know though that when we have 1 it equals 8, this one doesn't have that 8. I'm going to assume it's B, since I don't have my other problem, but if we're looking at it, positive slope, negative slope, it looks like B would be it. Because this one didn't have the value at 8 over here. So since it didn't have no 1,8, this one's a no. Alright. Based on the graph, find the range, select the correct choice below, and fill in the answer box. So our range is our our y values, so we're looking from here to here. So far down it goes to -infinity because it doesn't end, we know x is greater than 1, so it's going to go toward infinity for a long time. Then when we come up, there's no discontinue here because this one picks up. So we have both of these answers right now, and then we'd go on up until we get to this point right here. What would this point be? 1, 7. Because if x was 1, 1 plus 6 is 7, so we'd have -infinity to 7. And then we'd have the isolated value 8. So the range does not have any isolated values. This one does because 8 is by itself. It's not connected to anything. The range consists exclusively of one or more isolated values. No, we're going to use the one. The range has at least one isolated value. Our set would be 8, and it would be negative infinity to 7. And we should bracket here. Right. Maybe not. Might be a parenthesis there. Last problem like that, find the domain of the function, locate any intercepts, graph the function. So this one, x is less than 0, x is greater than or equal to 0, so we're going to have our domain as negative infinity to infinity. Locate our intercept, so if we have 0, it'd be this one. So one intercept is 0, 0. Now then we'd set them both equal to 0. So 0 equals 4 plus x, and 0 equals x squared. So this one we know it's 0 equals 0. Let's subtract 4 here. So negative 4 equals x. Negative 4 is less than 0. This satisfies the conditions. So negative 4 comma 0 would also be 1. But we already have this 0, 0. So they're both intercepts. But we already got one of them. So there. Now we're looking for both of these values for our graph. So we have negative 4, 0. So negative 4, 0. This has it, and this one does too. But we can't see this one. But this is supposed to go all the way until x is 0. Then we have 0, 0. So we have here and here. These would be no, and this would be no. It's going to be D though, because this is going to have to keep going until we get to 1, 2, 3, 4. We should have an open dot here, and this getting as close to it as possible. But when it gets to 0, we pop down to this one. So C, D is going to be our correct answer because B is not a complete graph of it. Based on the graph, find the range. So the range, we go for our y values. And there's not going to be anything that's not defined because we're going to have this and this. So the range does not have any isolated values. It can be described as negative infinity to infinity. That is all.